my ace card's always been, well, bring me the proof then. I spoke to my son, and my son said, Mum, if they make the mistake of going and getting any kind of document, I'm suing them, to one who's studying law. Because he never took drugs. He took drugs. He was against hard drugs. That's it. When he got to the COVID, he had no visitors. In Belmarsh, where all the fucking terrorists and fucking murderers are.
Before you with a sullen heart, shorn of secrets, naked before the eyes of gods and men, to make her walk of atonement.
Afternoon YouTube, hope everyone's good. Now there will be another channel unveiled towards Christmas, so a few bangers to come from there, and they will be supported and put out in other platforms, other channels, just to get the message out there loud and clear. So, other news, Jupiter today, I was sent a link. I've not even been watching. It's the same shit, different day, but I was sent a link, told Jupiter was trying to make out like Graham Moore is somebody to be listened to, blah blah blah, he's got solutions, lawful solutions, blah blah blah, sort of trying to direct her shit little following, or anyone dumb enough to listen to that channel at this point in time, towards Graham Moore. Now, as far as I'm aware, Graham Moore has up to now collected about 32 grand. Now, in the video, you've had the, what's his name, Scabby Cabby guy. I can't think of his actual name, that's just what I call him. He's been pushing Graham Moore for several months or whatever, and myself and other people have let him know, you know, you might believe you're doing a good thing, but actually you might want to look into it somewhat. He's quite the fucking wrong and or whatever. Now, Graham Moore is literally one of the most well-known prolific scammers. They don't call him Graham Rip Your Granny Off Moore for nothing. This guy has literally been taking the piss out of the people and the patriots for the whole time he's been out of prison. Are people aware why he went to prison? He shared the same prison as Jupiter's son, funnily enough. During which he read a few books around common law, this, that and the other, and figured out, ooh, I could scam people here. I only have to look like I know what I'm talking about. Now, when you put somebody like Graham Moore with somebody like Nathan Curtin, lawful rebel, it's very easy to spot the fake out of the situation or whatever. So, little background information, I suppose. Graham was invited into a certain group many years ago, well before Jupiter even arrived. Things was discussed along the lines of it's one of them. Once people have seen the problem, seen that it's your government causing the problems, this, that and the other, most patriots of sound mind wanted to examine the problem, look through the problem and deal with the problem in the lawful manner with the things that we already have in place, rather than, oh, we need new laws, blah blah. We don't need all that. We've already got things in place. Now, I said from day one, something about Graham, don't really trust him, this, that and the other. He seemed very dubious. Just little things like he will be saying certain things and whatever, telling the people, the followers, the supporters and whatever, what they need to do, what they need to say, blah blah blah. And when he got things wrong, he will be corrected by people like Nathan Curtin, Lawful Rebel, and Graham's response would be, oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Well, it does. Every single letter of every single word that you say when it comes to law, it's very matter of fact. It's either correct or it's incorrect. One will keep you out of problems, one will just drop you in the shit. Now, like I said, from day one, I was very dubious, and I told Graham straight, I can show all these messages and videos and private chats and this, that and the other. I told him straight, if you are the real deal, you will get my unwavering support. If you turn out to be a wrong'un, a scammer, somebody taking the piss out of the patriots and the people, I will come down on you like a ton of bricks. Now, it didn't take long for Graham Moore to start ripping the people off, and to be fair, I wasn't as educated on things as I am now, rather. So when Graham Moore is collecting money for, say, the many judicial reviews that Graham said he was putting in, here's a little test for people or whatever, especially for the fucking I know it all Jupiter or whatever. How much does a judicial review generally cost on average? Now, me personally, I've seen these things unfold or whatever. Now, when Graham Moore is stuck in many judicial reviews and he's on about as if they're costing, I think he used to say that they cost about £650 to £850, depending on what he was sticking it in for. Looking back now, I think you could only come up with the thing of he was taking the piss from start to finish. He was just collecting money hand over fist. A judicial review will generally, on average, cost around £50,000, yeah? Now, this little fucking rat, this little scammer, this dirty little fucking scumbag which leeches off veterans, patriots, decent people, people with genuine concerns that can see the problems. When he's doing that, and like I say, he put fucking many of them in or whatever, and people was giving money left, right and centre. Now, it was only Gary Clark and Nathan Curtin of CMW which were saying, you know, this ain't right or whatever what he's doing. You're talking literally 50 grand plus or whatever for such thing to happen or whatever. You know, he's taking the piss out of people. Now, Davy Russell, because it was him that pulled this wonky cunt on board or whatever, didn't really want to hear that. What he wanted to hear, it went against everything that he'd said when he pulled this wanker into the group. Now, obviously, when you've got a conflict of interest in a group or whatever, it causes problems. It will cause a bit of division. People was listening to this out and out fucking scammer, backed up by the likes of Davy Russell, who realistically don't know his arse from his elbow. An egotistical fucking knobhead, which was more in it for the fanny than he was for the real reasons, the genuine reasons, the genuine concerns, and more importantly, the lawful solutions. It was more a case of just thinking it was a way of building his ego and getting a bit of fanny or whatever, and that's realistically all it transferred to be. Now, when Nathan and Gary had been calling this situation out for quite a long time and getting nowhere, finding resistance from certain people that was around Davy Russell, certain people that was around Graham Moore, and those people are still around today. I'm not going to name them at this point in time. We will do it at some point in time. Now, as people may have noticed or whatever, if I know something's correct and I've got my facts in order, I will have my say, but I'm a little bit less diplomatic, quite a lot less to be honest, a little less diplomatic than say Nathan or Gary. People by now will know my way of calling things out or whatever. Very loud, very proud, very matter of fact, because I've got all my facts in order. I've lined all the ducks up and it is what it is, come what may. Now, doing that, I've had the little rats around that situation that thought they was grassing me up, trying to dox me and this, that and the other. Now, the only two people, this is why I laugh when people come out with dumb shit, the only two people online from that community or whatever that actually know my my real name are the people that I've sent my paperwork to or whatever with my real name. I was told, just make some up, random name, blah blah blah, and put that one out as public or whatever. And I did so. Now, like I say, the two people that do know my real name or whatever are the people that was calling it out for what it was at the time, that Graham Moore was leading people down a fucked up pathway with no possible chance of lawful solutions and a massive chance of just destroying what, you know, that particular movement as a whole or whatever. I mean, if it's not the biggest movement to begin with and you've got loyal followers that are willing to give money hand over fist or whatever, once that group of people realise that actually they've been had over and the more relevant people didn't speak out, didn't warn people and whatever, all it come down to is myself, Gary Clark and Nathan Curtin that was calling this shit out. Davy Russell was backing that fucking con man up to the highest fucking degree until he got caught up in the personals or whatever, and then all of a sudden, because it affected him, well then all of a sudden, oh yeah, okay, I'll back you up Nathan, I'll back you up Gary Clark. Yeah, proper scumbag, absolute piece of shit, egotistical fucking prick. But we're going to go deep into a lot of this or whatever. I'm glad Jupiter's done what she's done today. It's funny that she's tried angling it at me, going, you know, Den saying that he's flat-packed Graham Moore, look at the type of person that would try and shut down Graham Moore, blah, 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 this, that and the other. This is the icing on the cake for me. So it's very easy, all I'm gonna do is just reproduce all the videos, all the old videos from at the time where he was asked nicely, spoken to several times by several people, trying to get him on the right track if there was a decent person in there in the mix of it all. Anyone can be caught up, financial problems, this, that and the other. The moment you go steps further, considering he was already given money by people, patriots, he was even given a car, a motorbike, you name it, that man was given it. Because at the end of the day, people thought, well, people had done the fact checking around certain things and whatnot, which was started by Gary Clark and Nathan Curtin, and they knew, yeah, there's a lawful solution in here for pretty much all the problems which we can see with our own eyes. They've done the fact checking, they realised that, well, you know, if you do want to hold the government to account, this is how you would do it. This is how you would be deemed a patriot and not a fucking terrorist or anything else. So a lot of people got behind it, and literally Graham Moore just jumped on that bandwagon, and he was pulled in by David Russell. That's fact. That's not up for discussion. I've got the video evidence, I've got the factual evidence, messages back and forth between people at the time, because I knew this would become relevant. Now, like I say, people know my style of doing things. I didn't just like highlight him for being a wrong'un. I exposed the prick. I flat packed his nonsense. I destroyed every fucking bit of support that he had in the UK as a whole, to the point where Graham Moore took what fucking money, ill-gotten gains that he had, and fucked off to America for 12 months, where people are a bit more stupid or something, a bit more gullible and whatever, and he was raking it in over there. Now, when you take it out of the UK and you go scamming another country or whatever, I'm less concerned. It's not affecting the people of my country, so I'm not going to go chasing him around the internet and chasing him around the world or whatever. But obviously, when he's returned and whatever, I've pointed out a few things to the relevant people at the time, backed up by well-known patriots. Tony Bugle gave a lot of very interesting information around this thing and whatever. Veterans giving us certain things and whatnot. Very easy when you've got decent people around you, which can all see the problem. Now, some people may remember Graham Moore collecting money with Robin Tilbrook. Don't know if that jogs a memory for anybody or whatever. I think it was something in the tune of £140,000 last time I looked that was collected or whatever. What happened to that money? Oh, that's a shame, innit? Jupiter pushing yet another scammer. I'm not being funny, but you can only look at Jupiter and think all she's done realistically is bring scammers, wrong-uns, wonky cunts with bullshit information, pushed around all this Clown World shit, trying to drum up support for Clown World. Then she's had to flip that over and join the other side of it, or whatever, allegedly. Covering up for Hope Not Hate for several years. Now, myself and Jupiter have already had this discussion about Graham Moore, because people were saying, oh, because I push common law, constitution, blah blah blah, because it's the lawful reason, lawful means of finding ourselves out of the way of problems that we are currently in. Jupiter's decided, because Graham Moore was in the group for a few months or whatever, that she'll tar myself with him. So her coming out with the shit she's coming out with today is pretty farcical, considering we've already had this discussion, myself and Jupiter, and I've told her clear as day, it was me that flat packed him, it was me that actually fucked him off, exposed him and destroyed any fucking credibility that he ever had. So for Jupiter trying to flip it round again today, it's pretty funny. And like I say, it will just be the icing on the cake and a little project from now to Christmas, where the Christmas period's not going to be great for Jupiter because there's going to be some undeniable evidence put out there which will bring shame on Jupiter. Now, I have said, I think what's coming out Christmas will run Jupiter off the internet. I'm already told the evidence which will be put forward, and I've promised to put forward that evidence. Whether it brings any charges or not, couldn't care less. It will be worth it regardless. Now, that evidence is going to be supported and shared on different panels, channels, etc. Some with quite a big fucking following. So yeah, it's not going to be the best Christmas. It's certainly not going to be the best start to a new year for Jupiter. And yeah, it would just be nice to tie it all in, and anything that Jupiter tries to inject herself into, you know, it just kind of shows them people, here's the evidence, here's the calibre of these people, here's a long line of people which she shit on to try and protect this fucking vile pack of shameful lies that she's told, to try and cover for some vile, nasty shit. And that's the type of people that you're letting in. So for people like Danny Roscoe, don't know what that will mean. For people like AY and Roy, well, they didn't know. They knew some things, but they didn't know much as Danny Roscoe. So yeah, we are where we are. Now, I was hoping, seeing as Jupiter said that, oh, Ginger Tony's coming on, not this Sunday, next Sunday. Well, we've passed that time, and Ginger Tony didn't come on and didn't tell everyone I was a troll. She didn't do that at all, did she? I was quite looking forward to it. I had clapback videos ready and everything, but no, nothing happened. Nothing to see her. As I expected, to be honest, it's one of them. You've got to think very carefully to sort of get into a fucking war situation with myself, because realistically, who's left standing that I've gone to town with, realistically? Who's got any credibility left after I finish with him, realistically? Like I say, I get all my facts in order, I get all my ducks lined up, and I take these people to task with precision. Right, hope everyone's good, hope everyone's well, enjoy the weekend, stay safe, and there will be some videos to come forward. There will be another channel revealed with lots of great stuff on there, lots of bangers. A couple of weeks before Christmas I will put that out. It's also got a backup channel which I guess I'll put out, because we know that Jupiter sits in anti-freedom of speech, takedown teams, and removes people's videos, content, channels, etc. Much like her handler, Wake Up UK, has done for years, or whatever, which Glenn Zaffer exposed many years ago on my show Rude Awakening at the time. So yeah, we know what they're about, we know the tactics, we've planned ahead, and yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Enjoy, look after each other, stay safe, and I will catch you on the next one.